Now, last time I spoke to you was last summer, and you said America was inching towards 16 trillion in new debt, and the economy was a really tough place for young people. What's the state of play in 2013?
It's worse. We're inching towards $17 trillion in debt. We just posted, I believe it's our fourth year in a row of trillion-dollar deficits. The president's budget is 2 months late, which when you don't have a budget, you don't know how much money you're spending, so that just means we're going to spend more. Unemployment for the youth is still around 17–18%, and more people are leaving the labor force, in addition to 48 million people being on food stamps. So we have a major problem.
What happened to the GOP in the last year's presidential election?
Well, I think Mitt Romney's campaign made a huge mistake in not doing college tours. In Virginia, if he would have been able to swing the college vote, he would have won Virginia. Same thing in Ohio. So I think a couple college tours during his campaign would have been very helpful for him.
Now, I'm not from around here. I came here to America as an economic migrant.
Yes.
And, I grew up learning about America as being the land of the free and people embracing independence. And now it just seems people talk a lot about dependence on government. What's happened to create this shift? Is this a permanent, change in mindset for the American people?
Well, I think it's been a slow movement kind of since the 60s with the so-called war on poverty and the government coming in and saying that we can lift people out of poverty by writing them a check, which has never worked in the history of the world. So really this dependence on government, growing of government. Once you get people on to welfare or government programs, it's extremely hard to take them away. We've seen this with entitlement reform, extremely hard to even touch Medicare, even reform the system, even though it's going to be insolvent in 11 years. We're not talking about 30 years down the road. Almost, a little over a decade, and it's no longer going to be there. So people become dependent when government is expanded, and we've seen this rapid expansion of government in the past decade, really, but over the past 40 years.
And then finally, you're not just an advocate for young people, you're an advocate for young women. And you spoke on a panel about this yesterday. How do you see the job market for young women in America, and what's your message to them about their career?
Well, I think that the economy as a whole affects everyone, whether you're a woman or a man. I think that we hear a lot from feminists, especially in the last election, about the war on women. Women have more opportunities than ever to pursue their dreams in the workplace. But I think that the overall economy, because of the lack of growth, GDP is less than, I think, 0.1%. The overall lack of economic growth hurts everyone, not just young women. So that's something that we have to take a look at and hopefully turn around.
Okay. Well, hopefully we'll manage to do that, Katie.
Nice to see you.
Thanks a lot for talking to us.
No problem. Nice to see you.